Hi everybody, fancy seeing you here. I think we just met just an hour ago, right? Hi, I'm Jammitch, and since we probably have a lot of Japanese watchers on the restream, konbanwa, Jammitch desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Today we are going to be doing a speed run of Crossbeats REV Sunrise. But I'm going to be pretty indisposed through pretty much the entire run, so I've got Kinda Nerdy Housewife here to do pretty much all the commentary. So I'm going to hand it over to her, and she can let me know when she's ready to count me in.
Hello everybody, I am a Kinda Nerdy Housewife, and today Jammitch will be playing for you Crossbeats REV Sunrise. This is a touchscreen arcade rhythm game that was developed by Capcom and released in 2015. I'm going to do most of the talking during the run, so we're going to get started here. Tech team, get ready, because we are going in 3, 2, 1, and go! So, Crossbeats REV is in the music genre of video games. If you're not familiar with that, it is a genre of video games in which you perform indicated actions in rhythm with the music. In the specific case of Crossbeats REV, there are only 3 simple gameplay mechanics. There are tap notes, which you have to tap. There are hold notes, which you have to hold for the indicated amount of time, and there are flick notes, which you have to swipe through in the appropriate direction. Each time Jammitch performs one of these actions, he will receive a rating based on how well he timed his performance. The best rating is flawless. It is followed by super, cool, and then below that is the fast and slow ratings. Even further below that is the fast squared and slow squared ratings. And if he completely whiffs and completely misses a note, he will receive a fail rating. At the very bottom of the screen, you will see a combo indicator. If you're unfamiliar with music games, a combo is how many actions you perform in a row without messing up. In the case of Crossbeats, a fast squared, slow squared, or failed rating will break your combo and reset it back to 0. So, for those of you who are familiar with the music game genre, you might be asking, how in the heck do you speedrun a music game? Aren't they all basically auto-scrollers? And the answer to that is rank points. When this game had online services, there was a metric called rank points that was used to compare the scores of, or the skill levels of different players against each other. And the goal of this run is to get to 1,000 rank points as quickly as possible. Now, rank points have some very interesting properties. The first of which is there is a maximum number of rank points you can get on any one song. So you can't just grind the same song over and over again to get rank points. You actually have to be good at different songs. Rank points are, you get them by doing well in a song. However, songs with higher difficulties, each song in this game has a numerical difficulty. For example, this is a level 80 difficulty song. The higher the numerical difficulty of the song, the more rank points you can earn on that song. However, there's a balancing mechanism. If you fail a song, you get 0 rank points. So on the screen right now, just below the song title, you will see a purple bar. That is Jammitch's life bar. Every time he performs poorly, that life bar will go down. And if it ever completely empties, he will fail the song and he will receive no rank points. And because of that, this is very much a press your luck type situation. You want to play very difficult songs because they have a higher number of rank points you can earn. But if the song is too difficult and you fail it, then you get nothing and you have to play another song and waste a bunch of time. So that makes it a very interesting speedrun. Just a couple of speedrunning strats that Jammitch will be using. He has chosen to do the most difficult songs first. That way he can see how many rank points he has when he is done with the difficult songs and adjust his songs selection accordingly later in the run. Of course, he is favoring songs that have a short song length, because obviously shorter songs are gonna save time compared to longer songs. So we're looking for songs with that short length. And of course, just balancing that difficulty. Playing songs that are right at the top of his skill level, songs he knows he can do well on, but aren't so difficult that he has a risk of failing. Next up here, we have Megalomania. This is a song by Naoki Maeda, who you may know from Konami's Bimani series of games. Naoki was very instrumental in the development of the Dance Dance Revolution series and wrote a ton of music for that series. You can sort of hear his signature fingerprints all over this song. It's very much a boss song in the style of Max 300. Naoki was actually the executive music director for this game. I think he did a great job of getting lots of really great music producers to produce a ton of completely original music for this game. Including many of his former co-workers from Konami. So you will see some Konami artists in this game that might be familiar, like Sparker and Ram. And this game just has a really, really great OST. So Jammitch has been struggling with this song a little bit in practice, but doing really well so far. To get back to the exact calculation of rank points, rank points are the amount of rank points you get is the numerical difficulty of. Oh, we're tight. Dang it! So unfortunately, that does mean Jammitch will get no rank points for this, and we'll have to do another song. That's fine, we built in time for this. But once again, that is the press your luck mechanic. Megalomania is a very, very difficult song. And he is playing it on the hardest life gauge. And that is the balancing mechanism. So we will have to do one extra song, which will cost a little bit of time. But on the other hand, we'll get to hear some more cool music. But anyway, back to rank points. Rank points are the numerical difficulty of the song multiplied by a metric known as the clear rate. 20% of clear rate depends on your combo. So basically you take the highest combo you get at any point in the song, divide it by the total number of notes in that song, and that accounts for 20% of your clear rate. The result of this is Jammitch would much rather break combo at either the beginning of the song or the end of the song. The worst possibility is breaking your combo in the middle of the song, because that will cause your clear rate to tank. The other 80% of clear rate is determined by the individual ratings you get on each performed action. Flawless and super ratings count as max credit towards clear rate, and cool ratings count half credit. So that is how you get rank points. There are a couple of modifiers to the rank points, the most important of which is the life gauge modifier. If you play on the most brutal life gauge, which is known as the ultimate life gauge, it gives you a bonus of 20% to your rank points. You earn a huge 20% more to rank points, and that is big. Of course, the disadvantage is that the ultimate life gauge, as we saw on Megalomania, is absolutely brutal. If you mess up even a little bit, that life gauge drops and drops fast. So there is definitely a risk versus reward there. The other multiplier is if you play a song on the highest difficulty. Each song has 5 different difficulties. If you play on the hardest chart, you get a extra 1% to your rank points. That doesn't sound like much, but it does add up. As I mentioned at the top of the run, this is a Capcom developed game, and of course Capcom has a huge back library of video game music, including this Mega Man song. So get out your Mega Man emotes in chat. And right now, I am going to turn it over to Frozen Flygon for some donations while we listen to some Mega Man music. How far are we on that 2DX song showcase? Ooh, that's not too much. Get on that, chat. 2DX is also another rhythm game that Jammitch plays. And it's really fun, and the hard charts are really fascinating, so I highly recommend that. This game also contains other Capcom music that unfortunately does not fit into the rank point routing. It does have multiple Monster Hunter songs, a Phoenix Wright song, and a handful of Street Fighter songs. But unfortunately, those don't really fit into the speedrun route. But what does is Code Underscore. This is a song from Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. This is the single shortest song in this game, which makes it really great for the speedrun. It is also one of the songs in which Jammitch will be taking advantage of that unlimited bonus. This song has a relatively easy unlimited chart, which is the highest of the 5 difficulties. It's actually about halfway through the speed run, so it's also a nice little breather before you go into the second half of the speed run. It's not too hard, and yet you can still earn a lot of rank points off of it because you can take advantage of that unlimited bonus. So, if this game looks interesting to you, how can you play this game? Unfortunately, the answer is it is a little bit difficult to find this game. Crossbeats did have a iOS version. Unfortunately, that's been discontinued and removed from the iOS store, so it's a little bit difficult to find right now. There is an arcade chain called Round 1. And most, but not all of the Round 1 locations in the United States have at least one Crossbeats REV cabinet. Ooh, nice full combo there. That's going to help out because remember, 20% of your rank points comes from your combo. So a full combo is a great thing to have. I also know when it is safe to go to conventions again, there are several Crossbeats REV cabinets floating around the various arcade providers that bring their machines to cons. So next time you're at a con, check out the arcade. You might find this game. There is also a spiritual sequel to this game called Seven's Code that is available both on iOS and Android. Its gameplay is a little bit different from Crossbeats, but it has a similar idea. Okay, now we're doing Strayer. Jammitch was originally going to do a shorter song for this slot in his routing. But unfortunately, that song has been triggering some DMCA claims and some YouTube monetization, so we decided to play it safe and not play that song. Instead, he's gonna play Strayer by Tashi, which musically I really like this song, so that's neat.
Come on, Twitch, we're just trying to raise some money for charity. Let us play we gotta go fast.
Actually, so this song ceased online services in 2018, and when that happened, they actually removed most of the licensed music. So this game, most music games have a lot of licensed music. This game is actually one of the more friendly music games to stream, just because it is, I'd say, 90% completely original music that is exclusive to this game at this point. Speaking of cabinets, though, right now Jammitch is playing on official arcade hardware and software. This is on what the community calls the offline patch, which is the last official patch that happened before online services ended. Before online services ended. This machine is privately owned. It is co-owned by Jammitch and myself. We acquired it from a company called Tokyo Attack, who was the arcade provider for GDQ for many years. They did recently shut their doors, but when they were active, in addition to providing various conventions with arcade equipment, they also did private sales. So we acquired this cabinet through them. Okay, I believe Jammitch is moving into Summer Love here. Checking my song list. Yes. So, while Jammitch is moving into the next song here, let's talk about some of the in-game gameplay modifications that Jammitch is using for this speedrun. The most noticeable in-game modification he is using is tablet mode. By the rules of this speedrun, you are allowed to use any of the built-in in-game gameplay modifiers. Tablet mode is a modifier that shrinks down the area of play. So you see right now we have this huge arcade screen, but Jammitch is only hitting notes kind of in the center of the screen. What that modifier does is it takes this giant touch screen and it shrinks it down to the size of your standard tablet. Now, this has some advantages and it has some disadvantages. The big advantage is that Jammitch will have to move his hands less physically far because the notes are closer together. However, the disadvantage is that because the notes are so crowded together, sometimes their hitboxes can slightly overlap. So Jammitch has to be very precise about where he hits the notes on the screen. If he's a little too far to the right or to the left, he might accidentally activate the hitbox of a note that is right next to the note he's actually trying to play. And of course, that could cause you to get a worse rating or even break your combo. So he has to be very precise about exactly where he's placing his fingers.
Do we have time to read a donation in here? Wonderful.
Yeah,
we
go
have
for it.
$15 from Shinji16 that says, I'm a simple man. I see music games. I donate. Much love from the Bimani community. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Shinji. Shinji's is a great Beatmania 2DX player, plays some nostalgia and poppin' occasionally, and really is a pillar in the rhythm game community. So thank you so much for that.
Rhythm game
Shinji.
communities are always incredible. Really, like, I've never actually played one, but I just love the warm, fuzzy feelings of welcomeness from you all.
That is for sure. Anyway, getting back to in-game mods, another one that Jammitch uses is normally the songs have cute little background animations, but those can be very flashy and distracting. So Jammitch chooses to turn those off so that they don't distract him. And of course, like many rhythm and music games, Jammitch is also using a speed modifier. This is something very common in most Japanese rhythm style games. When you increase speed modifiers, the amount of time each individual note is on screen is shorter, which you might think is a disadvantage, but it's actually not. Because it means that there's fewer notes on the screen at any one given time, which means you have to process less information in any instance. So you have to process the information a little faster because those notes are going to disappear quick. But the amount of information you have to process at any given second is lower. So you will see a lot of high-level rhythm gamers really crank up those speed modifiers. Okay, so we're moving into the next set. This is an arcade game. Back in the day, you would plop in your coin, and that would buy you 3 songs. So every 3 songs, Jammitch has to go through some menuing, which is why it's unfortunate he failed Pyromania, because not only is he going to have to do another song, but that rolls him over into another set. So he has to do all that arcade menuing. So, you know, going in, selecting start, selecting the mode, changing all his modifiers, stuff like that. You know what? If you have anything else to plug, now would be a great time, because we're moving into the end of the run here. And
go ahead.
And I won't have time at the end, so this song would be a great
wonderful.
time for our lovely Frozen
It's so
Fly.
nice
Take it
watching
away.
this run. I'm having a great time. So yes, last reminder. So as we're moving into the next part of our rhythm block after this, we're at $45 out of 100 now for the difficult song showcase. You want more songs. I want more songs. Let's make this happen. And there's also a few bid wars going on for some upcoming runs as well, including Super Monkey Ball 2 and Hypelix 2. So yes, ! Donate to put some money towards the various incentives and bid wars.
And while Jammitch is finishing up Perfect Laughter here, we would like to thank the Japanese community, the Japanese Crossbeats community. They are actually who came up with this run. This run specifically was an idea created by the Japanese community. I'd also like, and I think I saw him in chat, to thank Bitao, who has been a great diplomat, a communicator, really connecting the English Crossbeats community with the Japanese Crossbeats community. Okay, we are now moving into Pyromania. This is Jammitch's favorite song in the entire game. He plays it every time he streams this game. He will be using an interesting gameplay modifier for this song. This song has 2 gameplay modifiers that are flip vertical and flip horizontal. I know flip vertical specifically was meant for left-handed players. There's a consistent drum pattern on one hand, both at the beginning and end of this song. And Jammitch really prefers to play that second drum pattern on his dominant hand. It's much more consistent that way. So he will actually use this modifier that actually mirrors the notes. So any note that would be on the upper right will be now on the lower bottom and vice versa. And he scores much more consistently this way. It's really funny. I mentioned that this game had a iOS version, and because the iOS version was not pay for time like the arcade machine, you could actually pause the game. So when he played this song on the iOS version, he would actually pause the game and physically rotate the iPad upside down. That was a sight to behold. Yeah, this is a really good song. This entire game has a really fantastic soundtrack. We actually went out of our way to buy this official CD for the soundtrack of this game, just because we love the OST so much. Okay. So, because Jammitch failed Pyromania, he was doing Red Heart. If he were on rank point track at this point, if he didn't fail Pyromania, he would have selected Hello Mr. Crosby, because that song is much shorter, but it has fewer possible rank points. So if he's on a good pace, he'll select that. Because that fail put him a little bit behind, he's going to select Red Heart instead, which is a little bit longer, so it wastes a little more time, but it has a higher number of rank points available. After he finishes this song and sees exactly how many rank points he has left to go to hit that 1,000, he will choose one more song depending on how well he thinks he's doing. So we're getting towards the end here. This would be a good time if you have any questions in chat. Put them in chat, let me know. Otherwise, we can just listen to some really good music. Whole game
it's
is
just
good
really
music.
nice to listen to. It's really calming.
It's we're not even gonna like hear half of the really good songs too, just because they don't fit into the routing. Full combo so far. That's gonna help with the rank points a lot.
We did just hit $1,000 raised total, which is phenomenal. Thank you so much, everyone. Yay! I'm super excited.
Yep. So Jammitch will have to do one more song to hit 1,000 rank points. He has several options already picked out. We'll see which one he goes.
We're just doing Megalomania again.
Okay, so Jammitch has told me he wants to get revenge on Megalomania, so he is gonna try it again.
Taking revenge, I believe.
Which also works because the artist is Revenge. Or no, it's not. That
You
was,
could have
never mind.
believed you. I would have been like, yeah!
This song is actually by Naoki Maeda, who has like 7 different artists artist nom de plumes, and one of his names he produces music under is actually Revenge. So that's funny. The one thing he's going to do different is he is not going to play on the ultimate gauge, which is the very brutal life gauge I was talking about earlier. He is instead going to play on survival, which is still a pretty mean life gauge, but not as absolutely brutal as the ultimate life gauge is. So this is a really good song too, so I'm just gonna let it play. Just for Tech Crew, I have no doubts he's gonna pass this on the easier life gauge, so time will be when the results screen appears, and I will let you know when that's about to happen. But we are right at the end here. Oh, those flick note patterns, no joke. This is a difficulty 80 song. The difficult song showcase you all unlocked earlier shows every song that is 90 or above. So the difficulty in this game goes from 1 to 99. This is an 80, and after this run is over, because of your generous donations, we will see every song that is level 90 or higher. We should be good, so time! That's it! So we had a little mess up with Megalovania, but other than that, it went really well. So I'm gonna turn it, do you wanna just get started with hard songs?
We met the incentive.
We have met hard songs. Okay, we're gonna just get started with hard songs. Hard songs are hard, like I said. We're going to start with the easiest hard song, which sounds like a, which sounds like an oxymoron, but I assure you it's not. This is Minerva. This is probably the easiest one because it's the most straightforward. It's just density and speed. There's no gimmicks. There's no complicated crossing over your hands. There's no like really bizarre patterns or off rhythms or swing rhythms or anything like that. It's just execution. It's just pure read these notes, perform them. They're very straightforward, but they're fast and they're dense.
Wow.
Jammitch is probably one of the best American players of this game. There are better Japanese players, but he is probably, I'd say top 5 for sure. Top 5 American players of this game. But I'm mostly gonna let this speak for itself. I've always found high-level rhythm gaming to be really fascinating. I guess I can mention one thing I really like about Crossbeats compared to other touchscreen rhythm games. The reason it's called Crossbeats is because each note has 2 lines extending out of it. And in a lot of touchscreen rhythm games, when you tap one note, your arm can physically cover up other notes, which can be a problem because you might miss a note because it's under your elbow. But those extending lines, the cross beats that the game is named for, actually warn you when a note is about to appear under your elbow. So, next up we have Kotobuki. This is by Revenge, as I was mentioning earlier, which is one of the aliases of Naoki Maeda. This is going to be the first instance today of what the rhythm game community calls Soufflan, which is sudden changes in the speed at which the notes appear. Soufflan comes from Soft Landing on the Body, which was a song in the Bimani series, where it was one of the first songs that featured sudden changes in the speed at which notes appear. The song, it starts at 70 BPM, it jumps to 140, and then it jumps back to 70, and then at the very end it jumps to 280 BPM. So unlike Minerva, which is really straightforward and doesn't have any gimmicks, this song is extremely gimmicky. It's a lot of trying to mess with how you're reading the notes. Oh yeah, the other thing is that this song contains a classic Japanese tune in it that you might know for some other games. It's the same melody as Sakura from Dance Dance Revolution, or it's also Piston Honda's theme in Punch-Out! All three of those songs are actually based off the same Japanese classical piece. This was also the last song on this game that Jammitch actually cleared. Despite it not being the most difficult because of how gimmicky it is the last song he actually cleared. He has cleared every song on this machine.
Now, just so nobody's confused, this next song is not Constantinople.
Okay, so our next song is Istanbul. It is also by Naoki's Revenge alias. Naoki really likes writing really hard songs. That's kind of his thing. It also has a lot of BPM changes, a lot of soufflan. Back when this game was online, you could only play this song if you got a 99% clear rate and a full combo on a difficulty 75 or up song. So back when this game was online, it was really difficult to even play this song. But when they took the game offline, they just unlocked all the songs. So it's easy to play now. You just select it from the menu, but it used to be something that only really good players were allowed to play.
How interesting.
A lot of Japanese style music games actually do that. It's originally from not even Beatmania 2DX, but Beatmania. But I think Beatmania 2DX and DDR are really the games that set the "we have a special song for really, really good player" trope, if you will. Jammitch also says this is the least consistent of the boss songs for him. This is the one he fails the most often. But you can see how slow the notes get, and then they'll pick back up in speed. Boom. So next up we have Megalomania again. This is, so the last three songs were a difficulty of 90. We're moving it up a little bit. This is a 93. Before in the speed run, Jammitch was playing this on the hard difficulty. Are you not doing on? Oh no, it is. He was sorry. The yellow standard. Before he was playing this on standard difficulty.
Yellow's hard.
Yellow's hard. Okay.
Master.
I know the difficulties more by their colors than by their names. So he was playing one difficulty easier in the speed run because he wants to focus on the speed run. You want to get a good score, so you get a lot of rank points. But we're not doing a speed run right now. So this is the highest difficulty of this song. It has a lot more flick notes, which are the ones you have to swipe through. And it has a much, much busier ending on this difficulty. And this was another one of the secret songs for really, really good players. To unlock this song when this game was online, you had to clear a song with a difficulty of 70 more with a 100% clear rate. So you couldn't get any cools. You had to get only flawlesses and supers, which is even more difficult than a full combo. Excellent clear. Okay, and then we have the final song. This is the only difficulty 99 song in the game. This is Megalomania's Second Impact. It is a sequel song to Megalomania, though it sounds very, very different. I wouldn't even say it's a remix. It uses a few of the motifs, but it's basically a completely different song. This is by far the hardest song in the game. The second hardest song is a 93, this is a 99. The one nice thing about this song is the end is relatively easy. Jammitch is playing these really difficult songs on the normal life gauge, which actually goes up as you do well. So if you do well, you will actually gain life. And what's nice about this song is it has a nice gentle ending, so you have a little bit of a chance to build up your life bar before the song ends and not fail. So back when this game was online, this was not a secret song. This was a secret song. In order to play this song, first you had to play Megalomania, which is the previous song that Jammitch just did, and then you have to get a grade of S+, which is the second highest grade. So this is the super secret song. And just look at the density of this song. The notes are just so dense. I can't even read it, to be honest. But that's a pass. Barely, but we did it.
I pass that most of the time.
Okay, so that's it for me. I'm going to pass it over to Jammitch to do some final words. Thank y'all for letting me commentate, and I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you so much, Midwest Speedfest, for having me and giving me a chance to show this off. And thank you, all the donators, for giving me the chance to do the boss set. A couple of shout-outs and thank yous on the way out. Thanks to the Twitch rhythm game community. Shinji, I saw Telepron holding down chat, being another Crossbeats expert. Dot Phase, Sparko, Cold Cuts doing the next run. Stick around for them. You definitely want to do that. Also, shout-outs to the Japanese Crossbeats community, especially those who've reached out across the pond to help keep the game alive. Vital-san, and then the people who run the community events, Team Kuma-san and Super Moguri-san. Okay, that is all I have. So yeah, stick around for more rhythm game awesomeness.